us are going on as if it's business as usual. But the country is collapsing. We knew that there was going to be a cabinet reshuffle, and we also knew that Mr. Zuma was going to appoint somebody that works for his wife, Ngema, and her foundation, the chairperson of the foundation of the board, as the chairperson of the SABC. But also that he was going to appoint as deputy chairperson Fipi Potgieter, who is or was the chief of staff to Nkosazana Zuma. So that the SABC is chaired by a person that belongs to the other wife, and the deputy chairperson of the SABC is also somebody that belongs to the other ex-wife. But he beat us to it. We set up the press conference at 12. And then around 9, he announced the SABC board. Around 10, he announced the cabinet reshuffle, in which he removed Blade Nzimande. So you may think that that is a positive move, but nothing Zuma does is anything positive. He is driven absolutely by self-interest. And we have to be critical, because what is to be young? By definition, to be young means there are elders in society. To be young means there is somebody who is taking care of my future. To be young means I have something to inherit. That is what it means to be young. In a civilization like the one that we are in, it is worse, because the time of youth is prolonged by schooling as well as university, and therefore in this society, to be young means the country is being prepared so that you can inherit it. To prepare it means that when we get out of here, we are going to find jobs. To prepare it means when we get out of here, we are going to find funding for entrepreneurial activities, for whatever brilliant ideas we may have discovered in our studying years. It means that when we get out of here, we are going to find functional banks to inherit as CEOs, as managers. It means we are going to find functional minds. We are going to find a functional public broadcaster. We are going to find a functional economy in which we are going to go into and take it to the next level. The international community is in a conversation about what they call the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution that they are speaking about has to do at the center with technological developments, artificial intelligence, which are these robotics that are going to, in a way, think for themselves. They are beginning to imagine a situation where they substitute the middle class jobs like lawyers, like accountants, with robots that can think for themselves, which are called, or process called, artificial intelligence. That's the conversation in the world, that this is the technological revolution that is happening. To be here in a university means there are elders out there that are thinking about these questions in relation to our levels of productivity as a country, that are thinking about these challenges internationally in relation to every aspect of our lives. But you see, we don't have elders. We can't sit here to make that assumption anymore. We are essentially like the 1976 generation. The 1976 generation was an abnormal generation. They used to call it a lost generation, and perhaps in retrospect they were right. Because in a society where uniformed school kids have to take into the streets to fight for liberation, you've got to ask yourself a basic question. Why are they not fighting for liberation? That it had to take kids to fight for liberation. 1976, we may be proud of it, but it was an abnormal situation for 16, 14, and 13-year-olds to go face the mighty apartheid military and police fighting for liberation.